Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network, and of course, happy Friday. It's Friday. It's Wagers with Friends, and you will get 8 great best bets from me and my friend in just 1 minute. All right, that's right. It is Wagers with Friends. Happy Friday. And my friend today is Jayme. You can find him at Hey Yo Sports. You can also check out his website, Hey Yo Sports, which I'm going to be checking out. That's got tons of data stuff. But Jayme, how are you doing today? And and tell us a little about what you're doing this football season too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm a big fan. I've been watching every single episode. I think this is
Thank you.
Cool, yeah, of course. I think it's such a cool concept. Anytime we can leverage, our us being degenerates and gambling and leveraging it with a little bit of good charity work, I think is always important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, football season's been going good. Yeah, like I said, I got the website heyosports.com where it's just a bunch of free data for a bunch of people. I have projections and some simulation tools and just team level, player level metrics on there. And so yeah, football season's going good, but I'm excited to get going with this. This is going to be fun. I'm excited to see who wins this.
I am too. I mean, I'm competitive, but I love the giving back nature of it too. So that's so fun to hear that you've been watching all these, and I appreciate hearing that. Yeah, this has been fun to do, and it's fun just talking with different people in the industry too, and obviously then the competing part and the donation part. So yeah, I love to hear that. So let's again check out. I'll put it in chat, but check out heyosports.com. I know I'm going to be checking it out and using it because I use any resource possible to give me an edge on Sundays and every football slate because as we know, I'm a football girl 365. So so happy it's back. And again, we talked pre-show. I am so relieved you're a Packers fan. So relieved that Jordan Love will be coming back for you soon because if not, my best ball bags would have been in deep trouble. And so very relieved about that. And I'm sure that was a sweat for you as a fan and a best ball bag holder as well.
Yeah, exactly. Best ball so far, it's I was high on Trevor Lawrence. That does not look good. I was high on obviously Jordan Love, and I still obviously optimistic about that going forward. But that was a sweat for sure after week one. I was a little nervous there that the whole season was going to be over before it was even Sunday. Because when you saw him playing on the ground, I was like, oh no, he's it's torn ACL or something. So yeah, thankfully we got some good news there, and so hopefully our best ball bags can be salvaged.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's looking like should he be back this week or is it looking like more like next week? Yeah. I thought it looked like this week. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like he should be back this week. And it's a big matchup too against
Vikings are looking good. Yeah. Vikings are looking good.
They're looking good. Luckily I was in on Sam Darnold. So my 3 highest.
I was too. Okay. I felt like I was on an island. So it feels so good to talk to a Darnold bag holder too.
Yeah, absolutely. I was Trevor Lawrence, not so good. Jordan Love, still optimistic, and then Sam Darnold. So that offense is just so good. Kevin O'Connell is just such a good head coach.
He's brilliant. Yeah.
100%. So, but hopefully this week, it's Jordan Love on my team. I did a lot of the week 17 pairing. So I got a lot of like Sam Darnold and Jordan Love on the exact same teams.
Yeah.
Kind of really optimizing for that week 17 game as well. So hopefully this week is just the Jordan Love big week, and we'll Sam Darnold can come back next week.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I like it. And yeah, hopefully I see you in week 17 with our Darnold love shares. We got Tim in chat, and he says, love Allen spraying the ball around, both top 5 in the business. Absolutely. Packers are smart to just groom them. That's kind of... as a Washington fan, we'll see how it works out for Jay Daniels. Obviously, looked great Monday night, but I'm actually a team groom the quarterback situation. I think 100%. We suffered through a lot of these rookie quarterbacks in rough situations, and I'm actually a team groom, and that's why it worked out for the Packers. So yeah. Okay, now let's get into. Again, first of all, it's good to see you again. It's good that it's football season. We're talking football together. Before we get into our 8 best bets for each going up against each other, tell me what charity you're playing for today, and then I will do the same.
Yeah, so I'm doing the Gray Muzzle organization, and that basically provides financial support to animal welfare organizations and shelters nationwide. So they build kind of programs for senior dogs. And then they also help align senior dogs with senior citizens as well to help them adopt
that's awesome.
dogs too. So I'm a proud dog dad. I'm actually wearing him on my hat here.
Oh, that's actually your pup on your hat?
Yeah, my wife got it for me. So
that's so cute.
So hopefully you give me some good luck here today. But yeah, it's a cool organization, and like I said, you can donate to them, and they also have where you just donate beds and things like that. So I'm here for the doggos today.
Okay, here for the doggos. Is it at graymuzzle.org? I was just going to put that in chat.
Yep, graymuzzle.org.
Okay, let me put that in chat really quick. Of course, I keep hitting the wrong button. And then we got our guy Spread in chat saying hello. Always good to see Spread. Spread. Yeah. And then check out graymuzzle.org. I'll also put Jayme's website in chat in a minute as well. I'm going to be playing. Last week I played for Alex Lemonade. September's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. It's also Blood Cancer Awareness Month. September, that is. And so September's Blood Cancer Awareness Month. My dad is actually had Hodgkin's lymphoma when I was a little kid, and he's 33 years, recovered and remission. Great. So it's been 33 years since he beat it, and so we always celebrate that the day that he finished up his treatment. Yeah. So Leukemia Lymphoma Society, basically it's lls.org, I believe, but let me make sure, and I'll obviously put that in chat. Then after this show, I will be retweeting our charities. I'll also have an article up on Fanspeak with the charities we're playing for and the bets that we're doing. And then I'll do a recap on Monday or Tuesday, depending on where our bets go, as to how we did, who won, who's donating, and all that stuff. So all the fun things. So graymuzzle.org, lls.org. That's who we're playing for. Now it's time to get down to business, Jayme.
All right.
You're my guest. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
What is your first best bet of week 4?
All right. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't come on your show and give out the Washington Commanders plus 3.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. It's minus 115 on FanDuel. And simply put, I think Washington at this point in the season is just a better team than the Arizona Cardinals. I think we all know that Washington's defense, specifically the secondary, is a little weak, right? We definitely know that.
Historically weak, which you'll see in my bets in a bit.
Yeah. And that's definitely true. I think Arizona's not too far off, honestly. I think they're They're not great, Yeah, I think they're a weak defense too. But most importantly here, I think Washington's offense is just really, really good. They rank second in dropback EPA and second in dropback success rate. They rank third in rush EPA. But most importantly, I think that this team's going to have success early on in the game, and specifically on the early downs. So Washington ranks 6th in early down success rate. Arizona's defense ranked dead last, 32nd in early down success rate allowed. So I see Jaden Daniels and this offense get going. I think Terry McLaurin is starting to get more involved.
Thank God. It's good. I love him.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He's so good. And
he's such a good guy, too. Yeah.
He really is.
To be so patient. Yeah,
exactly. And so he finally got his almost. I mean, could have 3 touchdowns realistically in that the last game. Got tackled at 5, the overthrow, and then the catch at the end. But
the bomb.
I think that connection is going to just get better and better as the season goes on. So, and they're finally starting to hit, on these vertical passes instead of just playing a horizontal game, which I do think
that was my concern.
Yeah. So I'm super optimistic there, but honestly, I'm really high on Brian Robinson this week. I think he's just going to crush. I think he's a much better running back at this stage of his career than Austin Eckler. So Austin Eckler being out, I don't think hurts this team. I think it's just going to give more opportunities to the better running back. So I like the Washington Commanders at plus 3.5. I honestly just think this is a field goal game either way. So getting the hook at the 3, I think is just really valuable in this spot. And I think it should be probably 2.5. So I think even 3 would be valuable if you can get 3 for a cheaper price, but you can't go wrong with the hook. So Washington plus 3.5 for me.
Okay, and you got it at minus 115?
Yeah, minus 115 at FanDuel.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because that'll be an important part as we go through here. So you're gonna see a theme with mine. I think your bet can still win. But Washington defense is historically bad. And first of all, I got to say hi to our guy, Tyler. He always comes in chat, always supports our shows, appreciates. He says, howdy, hello, heyo. So giving some love to our guests. And so it's always good to see Tyler. But you will see a trend. And I almost feel like every wagers with friends, I am gonna feel like I'm gonna play the cheat code of playing against the Washington secondary. And so, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start with Kyler Murray, 250 plus passing yards. I just missed. I thought I wrote it down, but I did not. I'll look it up as we're doing it. But there's really no deep. I'll actually look it up as you do your second one. There's not a deep explanation for this other than we have like the 32nd secondary ranked secondary. I just heard on an Underdog show, I believe we're letting offenses score of some type on close to 70% of their drives. So it's a good thing we're not punting because the other teams aren't punting either. The defense is historically bad. Secondary is historically bad. Emmanuel Forbes might come back. That's not a good thing, by the way. Just because he was a first-round pick, he was a terrible first-round pick. Very bad. So I'm always targeting Washington secondary. Kyler Murray plus 250 plus passing yards. So that's my number one.
I love that. They can both definitely still hit. I think we're going to see a lot of points. I think the winner wins by field goal.
Yep, but a lot of points indeed in this one because, like you said, it's two bad defenses. Washington being really bad. I'll look up that number. But you give me your second bet, and I'll grab the Kyler Murray number.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to go to Buffalo Bills plus 2.5 at minus 108 on FanDuel. So when I kind of look around the industry, I see a lot of people talk about this game. I see like people falling into the gambler's fallacy trap, right? Of like Buffalo's due for a loss. Baltimore can't start off 1-3, and we kind of saw the same thing with Joe Burrow and the Bengals against Washington this past week. Joe Burrow and the Bengals can't go 0-3, and they did, right? Like that stuff doesn't actually matter. I think the reality of the situation is that this Baltimore team at this point in the season is not near as good as I think people think they are and what they were last year. Specifically that Baltimore Ravens pass defense, right? They ranked 27th in dropback EPA. They ranked 23rd in dropback success rate. Buffalo's offense ranks first in both of those. And Baltimore has also allowed the most explosive plays in the entire league. So I think we're going to look back at this. I think when it comes to like at the end of the season, this Buffalo team's going to be a 13 or 14 win team. I think Josh Allen's going to be the unanimous MVP. And I think we're going to look back and just realize that this Buffalo team is, if not the best, one of the top 2 or 3 best teams in the entire league. I don't think that Stephon Diggs leaving hurts this team whatsoever. I think it makes Josh Allen more comfortable to just throw the ball to whoever's open, right?
Yeah.
Like we kind of talked about this last year with the Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and now you have Jordan Love with just a bunch of guys and with no egos. And I think that is very beneficial to a team like this. I think Joe Brady has done a really good job as an offensive coordinator too. So I think that this defense is just really, really strong. I think that this offense is elite. Josh Allen's going to win MVP this year. I just think this Buffalo team is going to be a team that we're going to want to back. So getting them as a dog, I really think this should be closer to plus 1.5 or plus 2. Plus 3 would be great, but it is only at plus 2.5 right now. So I still like the plus 2.5 at minus 108 on FanDuel, and then let's ride with Josh Allen and the Bills.
I'm with you there. I like the Bills in this one, and I think obviously he looks like the MVP thus far through the season. Do you have an MVP ticket? I'm not a big futures bettor, so I didn't get any MVP tickets or anything like that. But
yes, so I had 3 of them. Not looking great. I was on Jalen Hurts. Obviously AJ Brown getting hurt after week 1 wasn't great. Now Devontae Smith. But Nick Sirianni is just a terrible coach. I thought that team was going to be played much faster and much more explosive with Kellen Moore. So I still, it's a long season. I did obviously have a Jordan Love ticket, and then
he could still.
You never know.
Exactly.
Yeah. And seeing what Malik Willis has done, you could think that if Jordan Love was healthy, perhaps he could be in that conversation.
Right.
But then the last one I had was Patrick Mahomes. I thought I
don't get
really
it.
was expecting a big season, but they're just not throwing the ball deep. There's
so
no
weird.
explosive plays. It's just short passes to Rashee Rice over and over. I know Andy Reid historically, right, that he does not like to use rookie wide receivers very early on in the season, but it blows my mind that guys like Juju Smith-Schuster and Justin Watson are playing over Xavier Worthy in a lot of these situations.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't get it. And Kelsey's just old and dusty at this point, right? Like he's
that part didn't surprise me. It's the maybe Hollywood going down was like really is what's hurting the vertical passing game. But I just thought, okay, well, that was a big loss. We knew Kelsey was a little old and dusty, but I just thought, again, using Worthy, I just thought he'd kind of pop right into that 100%. Tyreek Hill role and like pick up right where they're there, and it'd get vertical again. I thought the exact same thing. So I'm totally surprised by that one as well. So no, but back to your point, I do like Josh Allen potentially MVP. He's playing like it. Bills plus 2.5, minus 108. And I did grab a number. Kyler Murray is plus 146 for 250 passing yards. So I got that. So number 2, I won't do the whole Cardinals team, but I am going to do a second. I am going to do a second one. Yeah. I like Marvin Harrison Jr.'s prop. I like his alts. I think he can ladder it. But I'm going to go ahead and do anytime touchdown that he gets in the end zone. We do a fun Fanspeak touchdown treasure chest. I put him in as my touchdown treasure chest this week. He is plus 105 to get in the end zone against this, again, horrific secondary. So he's been 2 weeks in a row. It was two weeks ago, one last week. After a slow week 1, he's looking every bit the part. And I think he's going to look every bit the part this week. So good, plus 105 for a nice anytime touchdown for MHJ.
I love it.
So that's number 2 for me. What is number 3 for you?
All right, so we got the sides out of the way. So now we get to like some fun, some player props and things like that people like. So I'm going to go with DK Metcalf over 61.5 receiving yards. This was minus 115 at MGM. And honestly, I have this closer to 70 with about a 60% chance of him going over the 61.5. This is just the best matchup for Metcalf in the Seattle offense all season long. Detroit's secondary is banged up. They ranked 21st and 22nd in dropback EPA and success rate. And Seattle's just a team that wants to throw the ball this year, right? They ranked first in pass rate over expectation. They ranked first in early down pass rate over expectation. So they want to get the ball out quick. And teams are throwing against Detroit at the 5th highest rate in the neutral game scripts.
Yeah, so definitely a pass funnel, like you said, for sure.
100%. And, Seattle last week, they slowed the game down a bit, and they did start running a little more with Charbonnet. But honestly, that's what good coaches do, right? Like, not all games are created equal. Good coaches are going to scheme up the game plan that most benefits them in that situation against their opponent. And so last week against a Tua-less Dolphins team, that is just what they needed to do, right? They could slow the game down. They could run the rock. This week, I don't think so. Like, I know you are a Lions girl as well. So, I know the Lions offense is legit, right? I think they're going to keep on. I know Sam Laporte is banged up, so him playing, I haven't seen any updates today. Right. Might still be in question. But either way, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams took a big step. I think this game has just shootout written all over it. So I like, honestly, all of the Seattle guys, like JSN as well. But Metcalf for me showed like the biggest edge over this, and honestly, he's a guy, he can get this in one play. Right? Like, definitely. No one would be shocked if within the first possession he houses an 80-yarder and
kind of like that lamb bomb last night. It's like 100%. He get just a bomb touchdown. Yeah, there he is. And
it's over with. So I like Metcalf and this over in this game, just to shoot out in general.
Yeah, and so what was it? Minus 113, minus one. What did you get it?
Minus 115 at MGM.
Minus 115 at MGM. Okay.
Yep.
So I did that. For, let me say hi to our guy Jamie in chat. Loves joins us a lot. We always appreciate Jamie joining us. How about after my third pick, we will talk a full breakdown from you as a Packers fan. Vikings Packers breakdown. We'll get it after my third pick. And yes, I like Marvin Harrison, but go ahead and sprinkle Marvin Harrison 2 times. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm fully on board. I co-sign that, Jamie. So my third pick is, we're going back to, I almost always say Red Rocket. It's Red Rifle. Let's say Red Rifle. We're going back to Red Rifle. Okay, so I'm not taking anything away from Washington's awesome and Jane Daniels' awesome offensive performance on Monday night. I'm not taking anything away. But the Bengals defense is pretty banged up, and they're pretty bad, actually. So Andy Dalton, revenge game. His line is just 226.5 passing at minus 113. I likely will be alting and laddering this, but I'll go 226.5 passing, minus 113 on FanDuel. He's just set up for an elite spot here. And if you think Joe Burrow, they have, again, backs against the wall. If they go 0-4, look out. This could get really ugly. You got to like Joe Burrow and Chase and Higgins and the Bengals offense. I think this could have a little shootout on it. So I really think Dalton, he was the first quarterback in the league to go 303. And I think he could easily go over 226.5 against this Bengals defense. So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So these are some fun ones. We got some fun ones, and I like you mixed some sides and some props in. So that was my third one. So before before we get your fourth and final, and then I go to my fourth and final, why don't you make Jayme a happy man and give your breakdown of the Packers-Vikings game this week? Because the Vikings defense is looking pretty elite. That's got to make you a little nervous. But Jordan Love coming back has to make you feel really good. So how are you breaking this one down?
Yeah, so we got to wait and see exactly, because I just saw today actually that Jaire Alexander did not practice today.
Okay.
So that would be a big concern for me. I know Jordan Addison is coming back, but again, I try not to be biased, but I'm really bullish on this Packers team this year and Jordan Love. Like you remember last year before the season, I was on the Matt LaFleur Coach of the Year ticket, which looks like I think I might have been a year early. Because I think. I know. Although maybe he was still deservingly, might have deserved it last year, but still, I think this year he has a good chance of winning, especially with Malik. But he's just such a high-level coach, and so is Kevin O'Connell. And like you said about the Vikings blitzing, they do. But Jordan Love is actually really, really good under the blitz, and specifically so far last year, Jaden Reed and Christian Watson are both really good guys to target in that situation, especially in the red zone. Like I think Christian Watson. I was about to on it. I didn't. Almost every time I come on your show, I tout a Christian Watson anytime touchdown. And I was like, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay away. But I think he has a real shot at that. Like I said, Brian Flores is going to blitz a ton. Jordan Love generally has been very good under the blitz. So I think he's going to get the ball out quick. And especially if this is in the red zone, that's just a Christian Watson recipe for success. Like Christian Watson in the red zone. Every single game, like if someone told me they would just take a Christian Watson 2-touchdown game almost every week, I haven't done the math on this, but it feels like you would profit, right? If you just took
because he'll get enough of them at that number,
100%. Because when he hits, he kind of really hits. We've seen it all throughout his career that he has multiple games where he has two or more touchdowns. So the line for me feels a little weird. But it's definitely expecting Green Bay to come back. So, I have the line honestly pretty close as of right now because I do think the Vikings are a really good team. I think Kevin O'Connell is good. But I do think Sam Darnold kind of falls back just a little bit this week. If Jaire is coming back, I really like this Packers team to get the W here. But I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think both of these two teams – I think the NFC North is going to have 3 teams in the playoffs this year.
I have been saying that, Jayme. NFC North is going to have 3 teams in the playoffs, and it's actually not going to be the Bear. I think it's Packers, Vikings, and Lions. And so, I think a lot of people were probably projecting Bears at the beginning of the season. I absolutely think NFC North brings 3, and they look awesome. So so he says, Jayme says he's taking Jefferson under at -500 with an epic battle. Let me tell you, I have been on the wrong side of Justin Jefferson against Jaire Alexander. It was unfortunately the BBM3 finals. I didn't make the finals last year. I did make it the year prior. BBM3 finals. I had a Justin Jefferson team that carried me there, and he got against Jaire Alexander. It was Sunday. I think it was an afternoon. It wasn't the night game. Sunday afternoon, he got 1 catch. And that's where I was like,
shut down.
Yeah, he got absolutely shut down. And I was like, the day's over. My best ball. And because I started, by the way, with a 4% owned Dalton Schultz in the finals on Thursday night with 2 touchdowns. Decent start from Dak. Had a touchdown from Zeke Elliott, who I had in the running back. I was in second place after Thursday night. Now, there was, 15 more games to be played. But still, I was in. And then my running backs all did well. So I had a solid running back core, amazing tight end at low ownership, fine, quarterback, but the other quarterbacks didn't do enough either. But all my receivers, all of them just stunk. And then when your top receiver gets 1 catch, you're just, it's done. So, so yes, Jayme I've been on the wrong side of this bet, of this. So I get it. I get it. He says, do you like Jacobs and Jones over 58 rush yards? Aaron Jones looks really good this year. He's actually been surprising me. Just how spry he still looks with Minnesota. A little revenge game for him here, and just Jacobs' workload's awesome. He looks good to me. I love the pickup for him. So I'd say yes to the volume they're both getting.
Yeah, I mean Aaron Jones. There's no doubt in my mind Aaron Jones is going to get a ton of work. The revenge game against the Packers back in Lambeau, and the Packers' run defense is just not very good. Teams have been able to run it on Green Bay all season long. So I definitely think Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs one. I do think it could happen. I do think LaFleur is going to try to start this off with trying to run the ball for sure. I don't anticipate him trying to just
force it.
Yeah, force it with Jordan Love with 35, 40 pass attempts. But I also know that his Emmanuel Wilson has started to look pretty good and start eating into that workload of Josh Jacobs.
I know. I hope he doesn't too much because I have a lot of Josh Jacobs in best ball too. So I hope not too much.
I know, and that's just so classic Matt LaFleur, like he's always historically, even his time in Tennessee when he had Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis, like he never really gave that guy all the work. And we saw that with Aaron Jones in the past years too.
Yeah.
And since it's so early in the season, I could see Emmanuel Wilson eating into a little bit, but I think I like Aaron Jones quite a bit. Yeah, I think Aaron Jones probably has a big game.
Yeah, and we got to get Josh Jacobs in the end zone. He hasn't hit the end zone yet, has he? We got to get Jacobs Tud. He's here. I just looked. I won't make that my official play, but I like him for -105. Just as an aside, he's just running. He has too much volume and too much high leverage volume to not get in the end zone here soon.
And he's got in a couple times, and they got called back, or they fumbled at the 1 yard line. He fumbled right at the 1 yard line around. He's about to score too. So. He's definitely going to get in here.
That's coming. There's too much volume for it not to come. So, okay. So we've each done 3, I believe. What is your fourth and final bet?
All right. So speaking of touchdown scores, I actually had to change this up about 15 minutes before because with the news of Devontae Adams, Michael Mayer, and Max Crosby coming, they pulled off all the touchdown scores. So it might have actually saved me because I was about to go with the gross one. I was about to go with Zamir White anytime touchdown, which was going to be gross, but that got pulled off. So thankfully it saved me. So then I pivoted to Chuba Hubbard anytime touchdown plus 100 at FanDuel. And like what you said about Dalton, I think that Chuba in this entire offense is just so much better with Andy Dalton running. I think Dave Canales is a really good head coach. We talked about him last year when he was with
Baker.
Bay.
Yeah.
100%. And then not only that, but he does a really good job with running backs. We saw what Rashad White did. Like he has no issue with kind of pounding it with their running back over and over again. And not really subbing them in and out. We saw it last week with I think he had 26 touches. Chuba
I was going to say, he looked great last week and had, I think, one of his best games in his career
100%.
last week.
Yeah. I think he had 21 carries, 5 catches. But the Bengals, like you said, not a very good defense. And specifically against the run, they ranked 31st in rush EPA, 27th in rush success rate. I do not think that they're a very good defense at all. I honestly just don't think that this team is overall very good. Like, I think their offense obviously is good, right? But I'm not a big T. Higgins guy either, so I'm not even sold that this team is going to put up a ton of points and blow them out. And Chuba has over 80% of the team's rush yards and attempts, but he still does not have a rushing touchdown this year. I just think that some touchdown variance is going to kind of what we just talked about with Josh Jacobs is going to kind of come his way now.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get in the box. I think it's going to likely be a rushing touchdown, but I'll take a receiving touchdown too. But I think he's definitely he's due for another big game. He's just going to get probably 18 to 20 touches against a not a very good defense, a team that really struggles to stop the run.
Yeah, Bengals. Yeah, I mean, I know Washington was able to pass vertically, but they ran on them, and you can run on the Bengals. I mean, we've seen that from the Patriots to Kansas City before Pacheco got injured to Washington. You can run on the Bengals. So I like Chuba this week and love the anytime touchdown. So I like that one. I like that. I like they were both locked in on the Panthers this week. So different sides of it. Okay, my fourth and final. I was going to target. I'm at this point in the season with only 3 weeks data. it's like, it's not a huge sample size, but it's enough that I'm leaning into the ones that are really obvious. We want to target the Bengals run, against the run. We know not to target like the Lions run defense, that is a pass funnel, like you talked about. Yep. We know we want to target Washington secondary. I wanted to target the Bears against the Rams, or like the 31st worst, I think, right behind the Washington Commanders. So I wanted to target them. I was on a CBS show this Thursday talking about, and the people were talking about just how bad the Rams secondary is and liking just the Bears receiver. So I really wanted a DJ Moore, but I do not see a DJ Moore line. I'm on FanDuel Sportsbook. So I'm going to pivot. I was actually doing some research this morning, listening to a show, one of the Underdog Network shows, I believe it was their wide receiver ranking show, and talking about Nico Collins' position this week, and that the Jaguars play a lot of man coverage, and his target rate against man coverage is like insane high target rate. So and Nico's an alpha. He's just an absolute alpha.
He's so good.
And I believe, is Tank Dell officially out? I believe Tank Dell is out.
Tank Dell's going to be out. Yep.
Yeah. So then obviously that takes away some targets to possibly get some more to Nico. So I believe I got 81.5 receiving yards is -113 on FanDuel. Again, this is one that I will likely be on our prop sheet. We will likely be comfortable alting up, laddering it perhaps, but 81.5 -13. Nico Collins, I'm going to lean into with Tank Dell missing, going against the Jaguars defense. Hey, maybe Jaguars get a little pushback because he is just one more game away from Dougie P being fired, right?
I honestly hope so at this point.
I think we all want that.
Yeah. I need anything to try to just get Trevor Lawrence going a little bit. So I'm with you, but yeah.
Oh yeah, your Lawrence bags. You need like a fresh start to like kick a fire under his ass. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I was all in on Trevor Lawrence last year too. So like everyone, like all my friends kind of make fun of me. I'm a Trevor Lawrence homer apparently.
Yeah. I'm like that with Herbert. Every year I keep going back to the well. So I'm like,
unfortunately Herbert's got Jim Harbaugh, so that's not bad maybe for necessarily winning games, but like putting up good numbers, it feels like it's going to be hard to do in that.
Well, I just saw it in games like this game, like, okay, well, he's going to have to throw in certain games, like against the Chiefs, and then he's injured. He's injured. If he's playing, he's going to be injured. Yep. So that just that's rough. But we have Jayme in the chat says the line is 4.5 and 50. Oh, that's way too low. Yeah. I like that. I'm not making that official play. I'm going to stay with Nico, but I like that a lot, and I would not be surprised to see that on our sheet. So again, I will be tweeting out the charities we'll play for. I will be posting all these bets in the charity we're playing for on fanspeak.com, and then Monday or Tuesday, because you have a Monday night game in there, which I love, taking it to Tuesday, sweating it out till Tuesday. That makes it more fun. Tuesday, I will post our results and who's making donation, all that good stuff. I have to let you know, you can see on the bottom, check out our Dub Club. That is where you can get a free 7-day trial, and then all of our alts, touchdowns, parlays. So we have hit 3 or 4, I want to say at least 4 parlays already this year, and we are definitely still plus. We'll be posting that this weekend. Still, after 3 weeks, we are still up a few units in both betting anytime touchdowns and alts alone. So check those out on Dub Club. I will be sure to put the link in this after the show, and you can also go to onfanspeak.com, get it spread and Tyler's free bets on the NFL betting card, and the link to Dub Club is there as well. So Jayme, this has been fun. We have 4 bets from each of us. Again, it'll be posted on Fanspeak, and our charities will be up on Twitter. Any final thoughts for week 4?
No, I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me. This was awesome. I watched every week.
So I love that.
So when you asked if I could be in, I was honestly thrilled. I was like, this is so cool. This is fun. You mix competition up with charity, you can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with that. Yeah.
I'm excited to see how this plays out. You have some sharp bets too, so I'm sweating it a little bit.
I like both sides of our bets. I mean, hey, you guys might want to parlay these puppies together, because I like both sides of our bets. So again, they'll all be posted on fanspeak.com, so check it out. But no, thank you guys for joining us in the chat. Be sure to like this episode. If you're not subscribed to Fanspeak, be sure to subscribe. We have shows Monday through Friday covering all sorts of good stuff for all your betting and drafting and DFS needs. So be sure to check us out and make sure you're subbed and notifications are on. So again, this has been a blast. For Jayme, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.